Hi, I'm here with Jason Gonsalves. Hopefully I've said that right today. I usually get that wrong. And we're going to be talking about extremes. We've just had this amazing conversation, and I've just come back from holiday, and I was in Greece, which was a beautiful, beautiful country. And then I spent some time in Kuala Lumpur, and I was saying that I just found the social extremes are really upsetting for me, because you've got the Petronas Towers, and then you've got big shopping malls, and you've got the fountains with all the, the lights coming out it, and it's really beautiful, but there's no energy there, there's no life there. And then a couple of streets back, you've got people living in poverty, and we went and walked by the train tracks, and they haven't got lights, and they're just little candle things, and they're eating as a community, but there's much more energy there. And it was just really upsetting me, because I love to travel and I love to see different places, and travel teaches me so much. But we think that the world is just full of too many extremes. And I've been talking to Jason about this, and he was saying that he sees it a lot with his clients as well. So hi, Jason, how are you?
Hey Sharon, it's good to be back. It's a pleasure to see you again here. Thank you. Yeah. What I've been experiencing working with my clients, especially, and I work with the mind, the human mind. And what I observed is, it's the reason why we are suffering. It's always because of extreme, right? You have extreme in sex, extreme in spirituality, extreme in emotional behavior, social extreme behavior, and in the end is all because of that. And it's just shocking to me, and I think that also reflects in nature itself, right? I think that the environment get affected by the human, the way how we been behaving with extreme, right? We live in a moment today that every week you see extreme attacks, terrorist attacks happen in Europe because of extreme belief. When I work with my clients, I see kids suffering because of the extreme selfish behavior of the mother or the father. We see the extreme in business partners, where they are hating each other and lying to one another, because of they only see the extreme, the benefit for one another. They don't see the common, the total, right? So I think we live in a moment that's very imbalanced. It's and I think that we have a lot of amazing speakers out there. They're missing to talk about this subject, not only the extreme in terrorism or religion, but the extreme in us as society today.
I totally agree. I totally agree. I mean, what's going on outside of us is also going on inside of us. So when we're seeing those extremes in the world, we need to look inside at balancing those extremes within us as well. And that's our behaviors and our thinking, and, whatever goes on inside of us is going on outside of us as well. And we can't necessarily change what's going on outside of us. We can't stop the bombs. I'm not the one pressing the button there, but what I can do is change my outlook. I can change my behavior. And so if we all do that, then obviously it's going to change the outcome in the world. And I think that's really, really important, rather than getting really swept up in what can I do to change everything. It's like, let's come back within ourselves.
Yes, that's very true. Exercise that I do to clean myself from the clients and the energy that I get from people, I usually go to nature and I try to do my technique, which is kind of intense breathing and visualization and following a map within the brain. But what I try to do is to create the sensation of being neutral with my life. So what that means is I try to exercise coming out of my life, coming out of that day, out of my physical body, of my mind, and watch how do I feel from outside. And I really put emphasis on that, and I focus on that. And as much as I can, using as many creative ways I can to create that feeling daily, because I know if I create that, whatever I choose and whatever reaction I have will be for the benefit of the total. The total when it's my life, the people that I care around me, you know, and the planet. And it's been working better than anything I tried before. I don't know if I told you, but I've been studying, you know, the mind and spirituality philosophy for over 16 years, studying and practicing, traveling around, and nothing really could help me as much this technique. And I think that's the reason why, because I was also an extreme person. You know, when I did drugs, I did a lot. When I did sex, I did a lot. When I did party, I did a lot. When I did mine, I did a lot. So, and I saw all my family being destroyed by extreme behavior. So practicing that daily gave me at least a higher rate of success of how behave in society. Because as you put yourself on a neutral perspective every day for 4 hours at least, and you go through the subjects that you try to understand and to resolve, I guarantee that will be easier, because you will see that situation from outside without taking it in a personal way, right? If we take everything personal, we are such in a self-defense mode today, constantly, right? Try to prove something online, and Instagram, Facebook might be, it's just constantly try to prove something. And I think that affects us as society. So if we can create a mind to be external, out, neutral, and then look your life from outside and then decide it, I think we'll be more successful.
Yeah, I think that's great too. So I'm just wondering, do you do meditations with your clients to get them into that state?
Yeah, so a lot of people ask me there, and I have my last 3 videos on my page. I have clients explaining that. Clients that did yoga, meditation, traveled to India, they did therapy, they did hypnosis, and they say, what I do is completely different. It has a bit of all that, but it's different. So the meditation that I do is different. Let me explain why. It's almost impossible to get a Western culture per guy that comes from extreme behavior like that, family, or learning to be extreme like yourself, myself, and just expect them to be sitting in lotus position and meditating enough and feel peace and love. To me, this is kind of quite a bullshit, right? I will say that. I feel this kind of acting up, Westerns why acting up spiritually. Do I believe it's possible? It is, but I think that in my experience, I could never done it, and I was studying spirituality for a long time. So do I am being extreme and talking bad about meditation? Never. I'm talking about cultural shock. So what I do is, my goal is to train people's mind and brain to process one thing each time, right? Step by step. So you process one number, you process one color, you process one environment in nature, you process one feeling, you process recognition, you process forgiveness, you process success, but everything with motion, and training the brain to observe each step, training the brain to observe step by step. That's what I mean, right? Because I believe that the brain's like a computer, and conscious play a huge role in our minds. And to just suddenly take somebody to meditation, it's not going to be easy, especially for those people that come out of addiction and extreme behavior and trauma. It's almost impossible, right? They might be able to do 1 minute or a few seconds, and people are desperate because they're looking for results. So it's that clear?
Yeah, it is so clear. And I've got a little funny story for you, because I've told you that I've had this extreme behavior in the past, and I still have to work on it. I still do everything, you know, my focus is crystal clear, and sometimes it gets a bit narrow visioned. So yeah. I was finding it hard to go on to meditation. So with my personality, I'm like, right, I'm going to do a Vipassana retreat. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for anyone that's listening, it's like I went from not being able to do meditation at all because I'm just too fidgety, and I like a guided meditation to help my brain get into the state. But just sitting in a room in silence isn't something that was very easy for me to do. So I went from not being able to meditate to going on a Vipassana retreat, which is a 10-day retreat where you don't have eye contact with anyone else. You get up really early in the morning, you eat vegetarian foods, you meditate in a big hall about 12 hours a day, and then you go to bed early, and you're not allowed to exercise. And I exercise a lot. Everything, it was like turning my whole world upside down. Now, it was a really fulfilling thing for me to do, but it was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. And what I like about the work that you do is it's gentle on you. And I think anybody with this extreme personality type, it's time for us to stop beating ourselves up, pushing. You know, we talk about vibrations and being in a vibration, and if we're pushing that energy all the time, we're not in flow. And so, you know, some people who have meditated for years and can meditate very easily, Vipassana is a very gentle thing for them to do. But for me, it wasn't a gentle thing. It was just like, whoa, I'm going to do it. And I did it because my mind's very strong. But your technique is amazing because, as you said, it takes people step by step. And I've had that session or sessions with you. And when you could see that my body couldn't handle it anymore, you stopped. And that was a beautiful thing, because a lot of therapists would possibly keep pushing me, but you've got this ability within you to really be able to read your client and see what they're capable of doing to create that change. And change is what we need in this world, isn't it? I mean, we're talking about the extremes. Something's going to break, or we're going to have to change our behaviors. It's really that simple.
No, I agree 100%. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Well, it's like you said, you know, you experienced a yoga concentration camp, right? And it was horrible, So and this is what I'm saying. You see, again, people always try to do things like that, right? Christians and, you know, with the devil and Satan, and then you go to the yoga concentration camp, which you only eat vegetables and once a day, and you wake up 4 in the morning. And you come from McDonald's culture, so it will be difficult, right? So I think that we as humans, we are powerful beings. We are divine. We can adapt to things. But again, just as you said, we need to look for balance. Something that I've been dealing that to me, it's really funny. I have some friends that they love, you know, the Burning Man thing, and they, you know, they do yoga, they don't eat meat, but they do ecstasy every weekend. They do ecstasy every weekend, and they are like having sex with everybody, and doesn't matter. It's all love. It's the moment. So, and then you see the consequences of that. You look at their lives after 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, where they at. Nothing really changed. There's just more drama, but now older people, which is even worse. So I think that we are living in a society now that it's unbelievable. The amount of extreme in everything. It's like, all right, don't kill animals, right? Don't do anything with animals, but because your body, it's sacred, and the animals are sacred, but then the guy's doing drugs. And then you have that situation where, you know, you want to talk about a religion that's peaceful, it's all about peace, but then you're blowing yourself inside of a store, killing everybody that doesn't fall in your God. So, right, and then we are living in America days now where in 2017, you see racism growing, right? We see black and white hating each other like nothing, and especially in the South. To me, that's horrible. It's just like a turn off to me. And I think that the enlightened people, the people that flow with the universe, that believe in balance, we should unite it and should to use our gifts to bring the planet to a tuning of balance. Positive, negative, the same level. The devil, it's necessary. God is necessary, right? Black and white, cold and hot. right? Everything is necessary, and to learn and to kind of stimulate the learning through balance. I think it's about the time now.
Yeah, I do. I believe that as well. So, Jason, thank you so much for talking about this today. It's been very interesting. If anyone wants to find you and work with you, where will they find you?
Okay, the name of my page is letter A, HBT. H is hotel, B is ball, T is tattoo, HBT, the holistic brain technique. You can find me on Facebook. You have my contact information, my videos on YouTube. Yeah, and you can speak with my assistant and partner, Albert.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much for coming in, and we'll see you again next time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.